Us to believe.
Hello. Talk us to believe. We're just all saying thank you. That's what we're doing?
Yes. For showing up.
Okay, nice. Top of the morning, evening, afternoon, good night to what and all is Monday, October 7th, after party with Bree Bones. Bree, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our panel.
I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, it's a lot of energy. So,
oh no, Jim,
no, we'll eventually match up with yours. It's a lot. Thank you, Monkey. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, it's a lot, but
every once in a while, Jay has to put me back in check because old Bree's energy starts to creep up, and then he has to remind me that ladies aren't excited about ice cream trucks.
No, that's typically children that are excited for ice cream trucks.
Yeah. If I heard
depends on what kind of level we're talking about.
Like a 10.
You have to. No.
Like have an orgasm. Like an orgasm.
No. It's just an ice cream truck. It's not
No, Jordan, you don't understand. When you live on a cul-de-sac, they don't go super slow. They want to get to the end of the road and they want to turn around and be on their day. No. You have to run outside and jump in front of it.
Okay, I'm not the one driving. I don't know why you're getting mad at me.
Like on a hot day, and
I'm not the ice cream truck driver. No.
5 out of 10.
It's not my fault. I can maybe make a phone call. That's the best I can do.
Not promising anything.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, that's her level, bro. That's her level. That's good though. But Bray, so before we get this started, you had some things you wanted me to cover, so you sent me a link. Oh,
it's always nice when you one up everybody else.
Is that for the ice cream truck?
To make him go slow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Maybe it helps. I don't know.
Maybe that's my problem. I don't get off my ass fast enough to go. Ice cream truck guy. I could just imagine
funny.
me
it's
running
the same
after
over
him.
here. It's the same over here. You have to once you hear him, you basically have to stand outside. Otherwise, you're gonna miss him. The speed he just drives by here is insane.
What kind of ice cream does he have?
It changes for us. So the basic flavor is always vanilla. They always carry vanilla and probably chocolate. But then, yeah.
But then what?
Then it changes extra flavors. Extra flavors depends. Yeah, pistachio,
strawberry, banana, lemon, stracciatella.
What's that last flavor?
Strange Nutella.
Frutellas.
Wait, what did you say? Stracciatella.
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 And what exactly is that? That's a flavor?
With little flakes of chocolate in it.
And what's the main flavor of it?
Vanilla. So it's vanilla with dark chocolate pieces in it. That's basically it.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
So when you come to America, our ice cream trucks don't have any soft serve at all. They have all prepackaged goods. You can get one of 100 different ice creams. They have
look at John's face.
They have push
That's not what I want.
They have taco tacos. They have everything you could ever with strawberry cheesecake.
Basically, it's it's a convenience store on wheels. That's what it is.
And it's always run by someone who looks like they should not be handing out ice cream.
Yes, like a pedo.
It's children.
It's not something where it's a supermarket that comes at my house. I'm not really that
That's
excited
basically what it is.
Well, they do have prepackaged stuff as well, like the
they do
as well. The frozen pops and like you said, the wafer thing, the wafer thing.
You see Bree's face? What you did?
Watch out! Bree's face? Watch out! Yes. Watch out with
do it again, Matthew.
With the hand gestures.
That's what she was doing.
The frozen.
Yes.
Where's this ice cream truck?
Oh,
And how do you eat it? Matthew, how do you eat it? Show me how you.
yeah.
Oh.
You kind of break it and then
But you have to watch out because if it drips, you better hold.
yeah.
Form a cup underneath the ice cream.
I like it. The last time we had an ice cream truck come by, they were like, "You guys look cool. You want some alcohol ice pops?" We were like, "Yes." Like it was on the down low. Like they were not supposed to be selling them. They were not advertised. He was just like, "You guys want some alcohol pops?" Yes.
Yeah, like he was doing alcohol.
Shady.
I've never seen that before. Never.
No.
I wonder what made us look cool enough to offer us
We're
little
old.
alcohol.
We're old and we went out to the ice cream truck. That is the answer.
To be fair, it's a good
It's
way
probably-
to keep your kids to keep your kids from making a ruckus. You just give them a couple of
Oh,
those
yeah.
alcohol pop and
You're not okay. They're not supposed to sell to kids though. They only sell them to adults.
Yeah.
But it's not something that they sell. You understand? It's like at the bottom of the freezer. It's like
Yeah.
it's
it's a drug dealer, but an ice cream guy.
like
And then it comes down over here. We give it to kids as well, right? The chocolate with the liqueur in it. It's not like we don't give it to kids.
Do they get? Can you get drunk off of it?
Oh, yeah. If you eat a bunch of them, yeah, sure.
Nice.
We had them before. My mom bought us a box, and you bite into it, and it has this disgusting liquor inside. And we didn't like the chocolate, and we didn't like the liquor. So what we ended up doing was taking a little nibble out of the chocolate and drinking the liquor.
Nice.
And we ate the whole thing. And then we
Nice.
started giving them out to customers.
And you wonder why alcoholism runs in your family.
Oh my God! Speaking of alcoholism, you know what I learned today, Jay?
What's that?
40% of all cancers stem from alcoholism. Drinking and consuming alcohol attributes to 40% of all cancers. They just
more
found.
than smoking.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's super
even
interesting.
Throat cancer is the most of it is not from smoking; it's from hard liquor.
6 types of cancers are linked directly to alcohol consumption: head and neck cancers, esophageal cancer, liver cancer, breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and stomach cancers.
Colon cancer?
Colon isn't in there, no.
What's
And
the
liver.
colorectal? Isn't that your colon, which are in bladder?
Maybe it's COLORECTAL. I read it as color recital, but I'm sure that that's not accurate.
That colorectal cancer, also known as colon or rectal cancer, is a disease that occurs when cut in a colon or rectum and grows out of control. Yeah, it's colon.
I expected
crazy
something
is
with
that?
kidneys and the liver.
Well, where did you get 40% though? Where did you get that from? Where's that number at?
Alcohol plays a major role in new cancer cases. The new report estimates that 40% of all cancer cases are associated directly with factors that we can actually change, alcohol consumption being the most prominent one.
What's
we
the
all-
next one? Does it say?
Well, it's an article only about alcohol, so I don't know if they would cover anything else.
Yeah, it's
But-
40% probably with all of them. The things that we could change: obesity, smoking, and alcohol is probably number one. I just did not. So the 40%, it's somewhat true, but not entirely true. That can only take up 28% of it. You know, it's obviously the biggest factor out of the things that we could change. But that's fascinating.
Yeah, so it's because of rising rates in cancers in younger adults that they shouldn't have yet, linked directly to their alcohol consumption. In a way, it's like that study could kind of be skewed because I don't know anybody who does not consume alcohol at least once a year.
Sure. Yeah, like what is the extent of the alcohol
Yes,
drinking?
that's
Are we
the
talking
only plot
about
hole that I thought about.
the occasional drinker, or are we talking about Mr. Because using that's rough. I mean,
That's probably
honestly,
going to be when you use.
it's like
alcohol.
even if you were to, I'm not saying do this, smoke some meth, right? Will it hurt you one time doing it? No. Now, just like cyanide, right? We have a lethal LD50 of cyanide. We could eat cyanide. Can it kill us? Sure. Can you also survive it? Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. But either way, that's still fascinating that alcohol is linked to X amount of cancers. That's fascinating because people think it's generally safe.
No.
That's what the article went into, is that people consider alcohol safe in moderation, but actually drinking alcohol, like what they say is like a glass of wine a day is good for your heart or whatever, that actually is not true anymore.
It's not true,
that
right?
Drinking it once a day will actually increase your rates for any of those cancers.
That I heard about the red wine, that it's actually not good to drink a glass a day. They say it's good for your heart, but nothing else. Nothing else. But that's because of the grape content.
Good job. Thank you.
Any kind of alcohol is good. It thins the blood. So people used to think that it was only the soft. Well, I don't know what you guys call it. You've got the hard liquor, that alcohol, ethanol, what is it? And you got the soft one, like wine and whatever. People used to think it was only the wine kind of alcohol. But then there was a study.
I thought it was the grapes. The way that they process the grapes and pasteurize
in there. Yeah, there is something in there. But any shot of 1 unit of alcohol would be beneficial because
sometimes I sprinkle when I tinkle.
And then on top of that, have we become more efficient in our testing methods? Or if we're going with the grape example, are we now using X amount of pesticides and all that stuff to grow said grapes, and the quality of the wine has gone down over?
It's same argument can be said with today's hormones of the kids, right? Is we got to make sure we shimmy Jimmy in here. Why no shimmy Jimmy? We have to shimmy
Jimmy.
We have to make sure we get Bree in here, but it's fascinating because it's the same thing with the kids today, right? The kids, we can argue and say that it's something in the food that we consume that we pass down to our children now, because all the hormones that they're packing in the cows, you know what I mean? The sheep, whatever. It's all the shit that we're putting in the food.
It could be because they're starting their periods at 8 and 7. I didn't until I was a teenager. That's really odd.
You would think that they would have tested this, though. You would think that they'd say, okay, we have these hormones we're putting in beef. Does it go into the meat when people consume it?
Yes.
But then the problem is, how would you test it long term? What the long term effects are?
Same thing with vaping, right? Same thing with smoking. Yeah. There's no way to test that but here's the thing. Does everybody know that, though? I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. Does everybody know that you're eating meat that is packed with stuff?
Medicines, hormones, and the worst part is if in plastic, if it degrades, there's also hormones in there. So that also gets into the water supply. And then the runoff from the farms gets in the water supply. I mean, it's...
Every plastic water bottle you use has that water you're consuming
makes you wonder.
In it.
I'll go. Let's go one step further. The people back then, go back 200 years, lived longer than we did, right? 300 years, they lived longer than we did. What do you mean no? Yes, they did. Fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about Americans. I'm not talking about Asians. I'm talking about Americans, and we're not talking about dying from a shootout. Right, I'm not talking about Jimmy and Wild Bill in front of the saloon. No, I'm talking about general consensus. People live longer. You can even go back 700. It doesn't matter how far back you go, right? The argument could be said is that ever since we've been eating processed food, is that we've been developing cancers, right? Things that probably, I bet you they did not have thyroid cancer back in year 64. And if they did, maybe it was rare. But now we have all this shit that's inside of our food that's causing these cancers. That's the point I'm trying to get at.
Even with those studies, everyone knows smoking is bad for you. Everyone knows too much alcohol is bad for you. If they publicize this and they run this like a news story the entire week, it wouldn't change any consumption.
It also would not run. It would also not run on the news.
Probably.
Right? Because once Anheuser-Busch or someone gets a hold of it, take this off. No, take it off.
It's not even the fats and the hormones in there. Refined sugar is in anything and everything almost.
Sure. Go ahead, Bree.
And maybe that kind of stuff affects growing bodies different than it affects us.
Sure.
Because we're not seeing a change in us. We're seeing a change in the youth. Like they're aging faster. Their bodies are starting to produce eggs faster. Like that's awesome.
Bree, look at girls now. They're like 8 or 12 or whatever, and
they look 36.
Yeah, they look old. And it's weird.
Okay, so let's try this. When did they start putting hormones into bodies of cows and pigs and chicken? What year?
50s? 50s, probably.
Okay, so we'll say 50s, right? So that means that we would have it. Okay, so let's just say we're all born in the 70s. Bree was born in the 90s, but let's just say everybody here's born in the 70s. 71 for you, 72, Matthew?
73.
Okay, and Jordan, you were born in 2016. So
yes.
Yeah, you okay, perfect.
17.
When were you when were you born, Jordan?
86.
86, and then Bree's 93. So you guys are close. So you could argue and say 50 years ago, okay, when me and Maddie were alive, yeah, they had a little bit in there. But as time progressed, obviously they put more, right? We need to get the cows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe it got to a point where today's generation from 10 years ago, because we're using that, right? The 8-year-olds, they started putting even more in it. Like every 20 years, they increase it. So now you have kids, having a 12-inch penis at 12 years old. So that's what you get. And that's
but you think it affects? I think it affects males the negative way, because it's all female hormones. It's
well,
not
I must have had
hormones.
a lot of hormones in me, because I didn't grow my first pubic hair till I was 18 years old. So I could see that being accurate. My dick didn't start growing until I was 24 and in the military. It was weird.
Oh, okay.
I'm still waiting.
But that doesn't make sense, though. With all the estrogen, that's why women, or they're not even women yet, they're girls, are having their periods earlier because they're getting the hormones that their body isn't making yet. And that could explain why so many boys are little sissies.
And have the semen count goes down as well.
Yeah. Maybe we're ruining the population with the hormones.
Maybe that's why Down syndrome and autism and everything else is on the rise.
That would be more on the pesticides than the hormones.
How do you know? How do you know, though? It might be a certain hormone that makes the cat. Have you seen? You guys have the biggest horse in the world. Have you ever seen it? The Belgian. It's like black, but it's jacked.
I love that horsey.
Oh, but it's a thing that you guys do, and it's been like this forever, where you give it steroids, and it's a workhorse, but it's defined. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger if he was a horse. And they say that the meat of it, right? Because you guys eat horse meat, because I've looked this up. The reason why you don't eat that horse meat is because there's too much hormones in it. So maybe the mindset that you have for that horse, why you don't consume it, is the same reason we consume the actual cows that have all those steroids and shit in it.
Huh. So when Jordan eats American meat, do you feel differently? Like, does it upset your stomach, or does it make you feel sick?
If it's not onion rings, no, I'm fine.
That'd be interesting if he moved here. If he would get sick more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more surprised that for some reason your guys' portions are bigger, but I feel like I can eat more. No, I feel like I can eat more of your guys' stuff than I can eat over here. So
could it be the deliciousness, though?
Could it be I'm more full. I'm more full, easier. Not the delicious.
Wait, you're more full. You're more full in Belgium, or you're more full in America?
Yeah, no, more full. I can feel. I can eat way more in the States than I can do over here.
Maybe it's because we don't have as much nutrients in our food. A lot of our food is fake processed nonsense to make it taste delicious.
That's interesting. I wonder if you would, you and Sniffles, you're here for a month and you start feeling shitty.
Getting fat.
No,
Oh.
that is going to happen.
Will happen. Yeah.
That I can promise. I don't think you will. I think you're too old to notice any. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to do anything.
But a bad diet can also make you feel lethargic and tired all day. So maybe that will happen to Jordan's sniffles, is they'll just be demotivated or unmotivated to do anything, because that's when you don't have enough nutrients, your body doesn't function at its best potential. And they're used to all of those nutrients in their food currently, and they're going to be stripped of them.
Yeah, your guys' food things are much stricter than ours. Well,
oh yeah.
I know I think your meats are stricter than what ours is.
Even with cereals, you have to look it up. Like you pick up a box of Kellogg's, whatever it is, and you compare the ingredients. Yeah, it's weird sometimes.
But who's
over there it's this big, over here it's this big.
Yeah, but who knows who's doing what right? You know what I mean? There's to say that yours is right, that has more natural ingredients than this, maybe that's not the best thing for you.
Yeah, good point. Nobody can tell.
Yeah, nobody knows.
It's weird for the same product. You're using 50 ingredients,
right.
And we can do it with
like
20.
the Mountain Dew, the UK Mountain Dew one. They use carrot juice for the food coloring, and us we use like yellow dye 50, yellow dye 46, red dye. Oh yeah, we go crazy.
I love Mountain Dew. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm. Good thing is you don't have a sperm count to mess up, so that's fine.
I used to drink so much Mountain Dew every single day. Jay was like, how did you go through a 12-pack in 2 days? I was like, because that's what I drink. He was like, you don't know what water is? I said, why would I drink that? That's gross.
Or you could just say, I get plenty of water in my Mountain Dew. What do you think makes up majority of the liquid in there? That's water, duh.
Duh. Silly goose.
There's at least 25% water in there. I mean,
it is water.
Oh yeah! Now they're making drinks that are like electrolyte infused and sodium infused and all that other stuff in like a normal can. So instead of buying the little packets, you can buy it already mixed in a sparkling drink. I was like, your guys' advertising is terrible, because I would have bought this a long time ago, and I had no idea it existed. I want to try it so bad. It has potassium, magnesium, sodium, all that other stuff that's in the little packets I buy, but in a can with bubbles. I am a bubble freak. I love bubbles. I love how it feels on my tongue. If I didn't have bubbles, I'd explode, because bubbles are what keeps me happy. I love bubbles. I love every kind of bubble. I just want to lick all of them.
So this is one of the moments where you have to tell Bree to...
That's what I don't understand.
Okay, I just want to point this out. You think I'm being dramatic, right? A lot of the time you're like, yo, Jay, seriously, she's great. She's beautiful. I'm not denying that. I'm just telling you she's fucking retarded, right? Like, I love the woman so much, but that's why I fuck her, to keep her mouth shut. That's why she sucks my dick. So there's something in it, so I don't have to listen to her talk. It's not because she turns me on. There's no off button. It's just on.
There is a secret off button.
It's the beanbag?
Yeah. Jay says, do you want a nap? And I say, no. And he's like, are you sure? The beanbag looks really warm. And I say, well, I mean, I guess I'll try it. And then I lay down on it. And then he's like, wake up, you got to make dinner. Like.
This sounds really bad. I keep her around for sex and making me food.
So no, it doesn't sound bad. It's accurate. So
okay.
No, it's true. If it sounds bad, it is what it is. And you guys have to understand, this is a toned down version. Right? This is down. If you go back to the old Periscope days and the old YouNow days, Bree's energy level was, without being dramatic, if we're going 1 to 10, if right now she's probably a 5 or a 6, she'd be a 10.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Now she works out a lot.
That's why I hated her.
Yeah, but if you remove that, she has even more energy.
I didn't work out today.
She didn't work out today.
Oh.
No, that the workout level? Does not. Yeah, workout does nothing to drain her. Nothing.
The workout? I don't know. Like, obviously, I like fitness stuff, but the way that you feel is addictive. Like, it makes my body feel happy, and that's why I like it so much. It's because it feels so good, and there's no other way to get those. You know, so it's either drink a significant amount of caffeine. Or
I just want to. I really want to point it out that you guys think that I'm being. Yeah, you think I'm being exaggerative. Her levels, bro. It's like this. She could be vacuuming, right? Vacuuming downstairs. She'll run upstairs, kiss my toes, touch my balls, put her nipples in my face, then run back downstairs. Now that sounds nice, right? Until it happens 13 times in 10 minutes. Like, okay, all right. It's not. It's not even. No, I'm not. I'm impressed that I'm this pissed off.
You can't be angry with the mouth.
You can't. But there's no way to bring that down. Like, there is nothing. And you see it's energy drinks. What if she doesn't drink energy drinks? Bro, she'll wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and be like this.
Well, there's something wrong with Sonos speakers, right? You have Sonos speakers, right? What if you put like one put them in the garage, or you put them in I don't know, in a palm tree, and just play that ice cream truck song every once in a while. She'll run out. You got a couple of minutes to yourself.
Just place them like throughout all the empty lots, so she thinks that it's on the other side of the street,
and that it's coming.
Downside is
it's getting louder. It's getting louder. He's getting closer.
Then just shut it all off.
She'd be so disappointed not getting an ice cream after all that.
That's true. You gotta keep a couple in the freezer.
Cream. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Hold on. I got a note for the show, and then I got a note for my life, which is empty. So ice cream.
That's empty. The one for your life is empty.
So what else do we got? Those new potato chips.
Well, because twice a week we get a special dessert, and it's Tillamook ice cream. It's the best ice cream ever. They make these little ice cream sandwiches. They're really expensive compared to other ice creams. So normal people like me even walked right by it. I'm not paying $7 for 4 ice creams when you could get like 80 drumsticks for $4. But these are delicious. They're thick. They look exactly like the picture, which never ever happens. And we get the strawberry, and then we also get the dark chocolate. We wanted the other flavors, but they're not very popular around here because they are expensive ice cream. So those are the only 2 that we could get.
It's triple.
I highly recommend you check them out.
It's triple pasteurized milk. So it's the best way I can explain is like and it's not dark chocolate, just being a little weird. It's mudslide, so it's chocolate. It's like chocolate waffles, like you have those little Belgian waffles, Jordan, but they're hard, right? And then there's dark chocolate on the other side of it where the ice cream sits. You understand? So it's dark, so it doesn't go through the waffle. It never penetrates the waffle. If you just look up Tillamook mudslide, that's what it is.
I have a great idea. What we do
is we make a shake out of it.
No, we take Jordan's waffles and we kind of toast the bottom of them a little bit, where there's not chocolate. And then we take a little bit of ice cream, put it on there, and then we put them both together, and we have a little ton of ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, that looks good.
The Tillamook mudslide, yeah, they're good.
Oh, yeah.
It's, it's good.
And
the Oregon strawberry, you want to look that, or Oregon strawberry.
Tony brought up the cheese. That is the only cheese I use. Their cheese is so good. It melts right. It tastes good. It lasts forever in the fridge for whatever reason. But their pre-made mac and cheese is absolute trash. It does not contain their actual cheese. It is just labeled as Tillamook. It does not actually have their cheeses in it. How does that makes no sense. That's inappropriate. It is your company. Your cheese should be in your mac and cheese. I do not appreciate being lied to, Tillamook. I bought it. I bought your 14
$15 mac and cheese only to be severely upset. Not cool.
No, they don't ship.
Nah, you're not gonna find them in Europe because they're made here and they're done in Oregon and Washington, I think.
Oh, you gotta also try their cream cheese. Their scallion cream cheese and vegetable cream cheese tastes different from the normal stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
it's high end. That's all. Yeah,
oh, it's so
high-end.
good, but it's so expensive. Instead of paying $4, you're paying $7 for kind of the same thing, but it's better quality material, so it tastes better.
Yeah, but you get what you pay for, right?
You're right. I don't like getting what I pay for every time. You know, I would rather get super cool discounts and get the nice stuff. I don't want to pay nice money for nice stuff. You know?
More for it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So every time I order my Ghost, I subscribe and save. So you get 10 or 15% off, right? And then I just keep pushing out the date. It's like, your reorder will ship soon. I'm like, no, it won't. And I push to the future. I have like 27 subscribe and saves on my GNC account because I just wanted that sweet, sweet discount.
Do you know how they give the discount or why they give the 10 to 15% discount?
No.
Because there's no transaction fee.
What?
Yeah, they have your card on file.
Wow. Well, I just keep pushing out the date because otherwise we're going to get some full price.
You're just manipulating the system. That's good. And we're on Twitch right now, so you're just letting Amazon know. What is your name? The person in the corner?
Chatalupe.
Chatalupe what?
Lupe.
Grande.
Nice.
Chatalupe Grande.
So you're a Spanish ginger. I like it.
Okay.
All right, Brie, did you want me to play this story? You want to?
Oh, well, I have a couple other newses. So,
we're listening.
You remember the black basketball player that got caught with substances in Russia?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a trade. Yes, the girl.
Yeah.
We did a trade swap for her ungrateful butt because she likes to kneel during the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever. Like, oh. But anyway, guess who's back to arms dealing? The guy we sent back. He's giving weaponry again because we let him go for the chick who doesn't even want to live in America. He has his whole operation up and running again, and it's been less than
I think Russia knew that, too. They knew that what he was going to do because Russia obviously makes money off of it.
Yeah, but that's so messed up. What we got is an ungrateful child, and they got someone who can cause mass destruction. Like, that makes no sense.
Which one would you rather have in your country? The one that doesn't want to be there or the one that gives you money?
Oh, the one that gives us money, obviously. But that's if we were Russians. We're Americans. Mm-hmm. So we would rather just keep the bad guys in the cages.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah, I thought that was fascinating that he's back to his no business. And meanwhile, we just have this nasty lady who likes to smoke all day.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got next? Oh.
She has a point. You gave up a high-profile person for someone that plays okay basketball.
It's because you're black.
Yeah.
That is literally, without being racist, that is literally the reason. It's you're black and LGBTQ, right? That for some reason equates to swapping out a dude that deals guns.
Yes. And somehow today, all of my ideas for today have to do with either race or LGBTQ. So you guys are in for it.
Nice.
Something interesting today about the Supreme Court is they are hearing about a case in Texas where Texas has banned gender-affirming care, which means changing children from whatever sex they are into the sex that they want to be. and they're bringing it up to the Supreme Court. The interesting thing is that this is going to create a statute. If the Supreme Court sticks behind Texas and their laws, it's going to become an
It's
actual
always nice when
statute
you
in the
one
law
up
book.
everybody else.
Oh, thank you! And I think that's super interesting. And another interesting twist is that 23 states have banned gender-affirming care. If that number reaches 32, then theoretically, gender-affirming care should be banned throughout the whole country. Right, Jay? The 32 law?
33.
33. They're already at 23.
Oh.
And is that
That's
for a
higher than
certain
legal
age
marijuana.
bracket or for everyone?
Oh.
Well, if it reaches the 33, what that means is a majority of the United States agrees on something, which makes it a law across the country. So
no, I'm speaking over the gender affirming care. Is that for a certain age bracket or is that for everyone?
It's probably 18. It's 18. It would be 18.
Yes, it specifically mentions minors for puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and what's it called? What's it called when you put boobs in?
Implants.
Plastic surgery. Those things. Texas
Wait,
banned.
it's giving them access or banning it?
Banning it.
Okay.
Texas banned it. Some parent is taking it up
you
to
need
the
30, so you
court.
need 10 more states to go with it. And then once it's 10 more, it's federal law. That's it.
I thought that
and
was
you cannot override that. Like, you would not be able to be a state that says, ignore this.
Oh.
You would not be able to do that.
Yeah, because it's federally illegal. Because even now, in states that say it's okay to like sell pot and stuff, it's still federally illegal. So they could get raided all the time.
Right, but this is different. That's a law that's passed, that federally legal one. The one where it's a democracy law that's passed, it's different. A democracy law that passes, you cannot override it. Like there is, I think there's only been 2 laws, the alcohol thing and
probably something about tobacco.
No, it's not something about, it's something stupid. It might be in regards to rifles or something, or machine guns, but these are the only 2 federal democracy type laws that passed. That it's automatic, so you cannot override that. Cannot.
So you need 10 more states, and then it becomes federal.
That's it. Do you
10
more
still
states
have 10 hardcore? Because Texas is very conservative, right?
Not really. No. No, your biggest states are typically blue.
There's a woman that is doing. She claims the school kind of changed the gender or help change the gender of her daughter, I think, without her consent, without her knowledge.
No.
That's one of the bigger problems. I mean, we saw the hearing from all the senators and social media. For me, this is way more important. You need to fix that and close that off immediately.
They're saying that it violates the 14th Amendment, the amendment's Equal Protection Clause. I am not a lawyer. I do not know what that means. I know what the First Amendment is. I figured Jay might be able to provide some insight into that because Jay's a way smarter man than I am.
What is it, the 14th Amendment? I don't know what the 14th Amendment is.
I didn't even know we had 14, honestly.
You have many.
Amendment's Equal Protection Clause.
Oh, so that's born in the United States.
Really? That's their argument? Is that they were born here, so they have the right to change the sex of their kid? That's weird.
I wonder if you will have that eventually, right? Because you have now people that are running for financial reasons, for political reasons, because they have a certain sexual preference, religious reasons that they all flee and come to America. So I wonder when 15 years or 5 years from now, you will have people, well, I can't affirm to my new gender in the country that I'm living in. I will be looking for asylum in the States.
So the 14th Amendment is basically granted. So it's basically, if you're born in the States, it's naturalization. If you're born in the States, you have 2 Mexican people, they come here and their child is born, they're automatically American. That's basically what the 14th Amendment is.
That makes no sense.
Soil, yeah, that makes I think that's everywhere.
And a funny law that the Supreme Court's going to be hearing is Texas is requiring license verification in order to access porn sites. People are saying that violates their First Amendment right.
No, it doesn't.
And First Amendment grounds, critics say that it's too intrusive towards adults. Because they're trying to actually lock it down to 18 and up. Like, that's what they're trying to do.
That has nothing to do with the First Amendment.
So neither of the cases
not a damn thing to do with it.
Know what they're doing.
And you know what? People don't understand. Yo. Okay. So Texas wants to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just, for anybody that doesn't know about states, the amendments, okay. Let me just help everybody out real quick. The Constitution is for the United States. And then each state, I think with the exception of 2 or 3, have constitutions for those states, right? Each state has its own constitution. It does not have to directly correlate with that constitution. Hence, what Bree just talked about, how weed can be totally legal in a state, although it is federally illegal. So if a state wants to do something, they could do it. And you said, who wants to do this, Texas or the government?
Texas wants to mandate license verification.
So, right. And the First Amendment is your argument to the actual government. It has nothing to do with Facebook. It has nothing to do with porn sites. It is not your First Amendment. Right? That's not how that works, man. People just
are throwing out.
It was the same thing with vape, right?
There's nothing in the Constitution that says you have the right to vape. There's nothing in the Constitution that it's your body, your choice. There's nothing in there. So you got to stop just adding shit because it's not in there. So whatever.
Well, your body is as free as the other Americans, but it has nothing to do with choice.
Right. If the government tells you got to do something, you don't want to do it, that's where your amendments come in. That's where they come in. Vape is not in there.
Let's talk about cars. Geico is dropping every single Tesla Cybertruck because they cost too much to fix, and the insurance company considers the Tesla Cybertruck a liability. And they no longer meet the underwriting guidelines for Geico. So they are dropping every single Cybertruck.
Oh.
Your premium just went up tenfold because if Geico does it, is Geico bigger than Progressive? I don't think so. And then General, all of them are going to do that. That means that you're going to have to go with a private insurance, and you're going to wish you never bought that vehicle.
Yes. Like we have to do for insurance for our house down here. Like it's some random company because normal insurance companies don't cover you down here because we get hit with hurricanes. But I thought that was interesting that they're literally dropping everybody who owns a Cybertruck. That's unheard of.
Oh, we're all going totally battery by 2035.
There goes your goal for being entirely electric by 2035. That's not going to happen. You can't insure your vehicle.
That's actually not right because most people think, and that's something that is that's due to the media. 2035, they're not allowed to sell a gasoline engine anymore, and that's not true. They are.
Well,
They changed that because it was unrealistic. Their initial goal was not to sell to 2035. They changed it 2 years ago because they realized, we're not going to make it.
It's something the internet.
You can look it up. European Union has adjusted it, and they will allow the sale of regular combustion engines longer because they realize.
So you guys didn't hear the argument between me and Contra where he kind of schooled me on it of how that law stipulates? So they can still sell, regardless of what the law states. The manufacturer can still make gas cars, right? They just have to have, we'll say 1 in 8. For every one electric car, no, I'm sorry. For every 8 electric cars, they can have 1 gas car, right? That's the law. So the manufacturers can say, I'll make 8 e-trons. That allows me to make 1 V8, right? So that's still able to be sold. That's in your law. Like that's in there. You understand?
Probably pay some extra taxes as a
Sure,
consumer,
yeah,
right?
like the gas guzzler or double gas guzzler, but you still will be able to buy gas cars. It's just how much is that gas car?
Jay got hit with that when he bought the RSQ8. He had a giant
$27,000 on top of that I had to pay. Gas guzzler tax. I will never buy a V8 twin turbo ever again. Like ever again. 30 grand to the government just because. Yeah.
That is a small car.
Yes, I could have bought a car with the tax that I paid because of the engine in that. Could have bought 2 V4s and called it a V8.
Apparently, here in Europe, they can still, after 2035, they can still sell fuel cars, but the stipulation is that it has to be, it has to run on ecological fuel.
So ethanol 85 or ethanol 80.
Yeah, it has to be ecologically sourced. It has to be.
You can run your car on that shit anyway. You can run a regular gas car with that. It's just gonna run like shit, but it'll run.
They won't tell you that. They're gonna make you upgrade.
Well, I wouldn't
at least
recommend
make
that.
You believe.
You're gonna mess your fuel injection ports up, but you could do it. Just like you could run a diesel with vegetable oil if you really wanted to. Again, I would not recommend it, but you can.
But the diesel car was actually made to run on oil, not on diesel.
Junk. Yeah, junk. Just scraps of shit. So go ahead, hit us with the next one.
So this next car story actually will lead us into our next story because it has the same kind of topic. So Toyota.
I like this platform, by the way. You give us shit, we'll talk about it, and you move on to the next one. It saves me having to look up things on the internet. Go ahead.
So Toyota, due to decreasing sale numbers, they have decided to no longer sponsor LGBTQ parades or use DEI policies because people kept associating Toyota with gay people, so they are pulling out of all of their LGBTQ things.
That is so...
Want to buy a Toyota? No, that's a great car.
Maybe because I realized that the gays don't want to buy their cars. They just like them because... Okay, we thought you guys would be big supporters of buying our cars, and it's affecting our sales in a negative way. So we're done.
Yes.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that there were car sponsors for LGBTQ.
And I wonder what is the gay community's favorite car?
It's probably something super gay. Well, I don't know. The Prius is sexy as shit.
Yeah,
the new one is.
I would buy that new Prius in about 10 fucking seconds. It's probably is a Prius. Probably. The pregnant roller skate Prius, not the new one.
Next, Jay, roll the video. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Europeans won't get it, but there was a commercial, and the Americans understand it.
Classroom. Went into work today to be told that I couldn't actually go into my classroom. All my stuff was in a box in reception because I apparently showed something really inappropriate yesterday. I showed the kids in my class a film called Strange World, and it's basically about saving the planet, about the ecosystem, about being kinder to your surroundings. Genuinely thought I was doing the right thing by trying to teach the children. So apparently one of the parents has lodged a complaint about me, but they won't tell me who, because the film has a main character who is gay. You know, apparently now I'm trying to, I think the word was indoctrinate children. I'm trying to warp their views. Apparently I'm trying to turn 30 kids gay.
How are you doing today? You okay? I've spoke to all the parents involved. The only thing that I can say now to you is anything extracurricular, no matter what it is, no matter how minuscule you think it is, it needs to be cleared first. It's the only way around it now. And I've assured the parents that any extra materials will be cleared with them first, and it'll go through me first. So I just wanted to run that by you and see where you're at with it and how you're feeling at the moment.
I kind of expected an apology, to be honest.
An apology from who?
School, for starters. You've kind of pretty much just admitted that it was a misunderstanding, but I've been sat at home for a week, not knowing whether I've got a job. I was treated like a criminal when I walked into work last week. My stuff was handed to me in a box.
What needed to happen? We needed to get to the bottom of it before we could look at anything.
It was about saving the environment. It was nothing to do with people's sexual orientation. Somehow somebody's managed to make it that way, and you won't even tell me who the parent is.
Okay, so.
Oh, I got a lot of opinions on this one.
I have to cover what the movie is first, and then we can do that. So,
Okay.
Strange World is a Disney film about saving the environment. The issue is that it has an LGBTQ plus character who is a biracial gay teenager who has a crush on the boy, and at the end ends up with the boy, and they are two boyfriends that are together. That is the movie. And the thing is that having a sexual orientation or having a boyfriend or girlfriend has nothing to do with saving the environment. So it shouldn't have been in there in the first place because it doesn't elevate the story in any way. And the movie was the biggest flop in Disney history. It only grossed $73 million when the budget was $200 million. Because nobody wanted to see a biracial LGBTQ character getting a boyfriend in a movie.
Okay.
So that's the backstory in the movie.
Okay. Now, first off, I've got a lot I want to say about this. Number one, how you found an extremely leftist video, I want to give you a high five, whether that was on Reddit or whatever, because it's not a reaction video. It's the raw footage. Love it. Number two, I am conflicted here because one, I agree that you should not be sending or creating your own curriculum, even as a teacher. However, you have the downside of that is that if the school wants to push their agenda for you having to teach your kids about gayness or LGBTQ, that's a little bit of a weird situation. In any case whatsoever, I don't really side with the teacher. I side more with whoever she's talking to that's saying you have to let it clear through us. I did not give a shit about the movie being shown. I didn't even think about that. I thought about how she was going outside the box, doing her own thing, being an individual. Regardless of whatever the movie is, I was, okay. But now to talk about the movie, how long is said movie?
Oh, I have no idea.
Is it a short or is it a movie?
200 million? Better be a movie. 2-hour one.
Yeah.
Just 1 second. 1 hour and 42 minutes.
She showed the whole movie to them.
Yes.
I think she should have. Well, I'm not into cancel culture, but I think a firing is the right thing to do there. I also do not think that LGBTQ, it doesn't matter what they are, has shit to do with saving the world. If you want to talk about eating recycling cans,
exactly,
then it has nothing to do with saving the world.
And it's a child in the movie. It's not an adult.
I'm kind of in the middle. The reason why is, as a private person, I can see it. Why did I say that? Disney to me is a company that stands for children's movies, and I do not associate now. It associates themselves with political views like that, but originally it was cartoons. It was for kids. Now this stuff is getting involved. So if I would show it accidentally to someone's kids as a private, I just put up a random movie from Disney Plus streaming service, and I just put them in front of the TV. Yeah, but as the teacher, yeah, you have to go through the entire movie and consider if it's appropriate or not.
Not the teacher.
Her and the response.
Yeah, the school. The school should be responsible for her.
Yeah,
well, she did her own thing, which got her in trouble.
That's the
Hold
problem.
on, let Matthew do his opinion. It should be fair across the board. Go ahead, Matthew.
So I kind of wonder why, on one hand, it's okay to have drag queens come to preschool and do the entire LGBTQ is very nice thing, and shove it down teens there. But if something like that is shown, then it's all of a sudden it's a bad thing. On the other hand, I can see I wouldn't like it either. What has, like Bree said, what has the LGBTQ thing? It has nothing to do with the story of them trying to save the planet or whatever. It's just a typical Disney. Oh, let's put some of that stuff in there. Then it's good for everyone. So, yeah, should she be fired? I don't know. She should have used her brain more.
Better judgment.
Yeah, better judgment. Like,
maybe not. That's the age bracket of the children she gave it to. That's
she did not say the school or the age, but I'm assuming it's young because it's a childlike cartoon. You know,
the next question is: was she aware of this movie? Has she seen this movie?
Yes,
right.
She knew.
That's it. Oh, so she knew of what the premise of the movie. She didn't think it was just about saving the environment.
She chose it specifically.
Okay, see, so that also throws a wrench in it because now you know what is the message of it. You know, like if the message is two gay people go save the world.
Yep. That's the TLDR, the movie.
I think it should have. I go back to the school should be responsible. However, schools are also factual. You know, they banned it in Florida. Are pushing this gender thing. So it's tough because you don't know what that school's stance is. I want to know what your stance is before we're quick to fire her. What do you guys feel about pushing gender shit? We don't like it. Okay, she did it. Handle that. Right?
Yep.
Handle that. If you push that agenda, I'm taking my school out anyway. I'm taking my kid out of this school because I don't want my kid knowing about gays at 7 years old. You know what I mean? So it's tough. But it's just a very leftist video. It's a very leftist video.
Yeah,
I can also see, sorry, Brie.
Oh no, you're good. You talk.
I can also see where this is coming from. That a parent or multiple parents, because they didn't want to say apparently. I think you're gonna get more and more of this. People pushing back because it's forced down your throat in every single way, every single channel, media, whatever.
But that's not the school, though. That's
no. But I can see and this happening more and more, where people go extremely and push back against it. Like that parent going, "Yeah, okay, I'm not fine with this. I'm gonna do something about it. You're gonna get fired, whatever." I can see that pushback getting worse and worse.
Okay,
people are fed up with it.
But my argument is that's not the school, though. That's the teacher in the school. That's the argument.
Because the school took a swift hand.
That's right. So, don't let this fall on the school. Let this fall on the teacher that's making her own decisions without going through the school.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? That's huge. It's not the school's fault. It's the people in the school.
Yeah, but it only needs to happen once, right? I'm willing to bet now they had this. They had a lot of outcry from all these parents. They're going to put something in place so it doesn't happen again.
I have to respect the school's decision to fire her.
Yep.
And I have to respect the school decisions to give her a second chance.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Look, we're going to give her a second chance. Well, I'm not going to apologize for this shit because if it was up to me, you'd still be on your bed making videos for TikTok. You know?
Yeah, because I mean, they told her
she felt like she deserved an apology. I didn't get that.
Oh, you want to read the comments to that?
So it is a pro-left video. So there's a lot of pro-left comments on it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But I think it was interesting how the school took her out of the situation, and then they addressed the problem, and then they instituted something new saying that you have to run this through us and you can have your job back. Like, they didn't just cancel her. Like, they gave her a way to fix it for the future. So I think that was actually well done.
Good. Yeah, it was good. Also, as a school, I don't know if I would have liked it, her going on whatever platform and crying about it.
I think that's why she didn't say what school, what kids, age. She didn't give any detail like that.
I don't think she needs to either.
Matter at that point.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't matter who the parent is. It matters that you had one parent complain and their kid is in your class. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it's 10, 20, or 1.
Oh, I'm saying more along the lines as her employer. I was willing to give her a second chance. If I know this is online, available anywhere, and she's complaining about it behind my back, this is over. This is over now.
I don't know about that. All right, you got to take the high road on that one. Don't, because then she just looks like an idiot.
The high road would have been you're an adult teaching kids. You should know better. For
not in today's generation. She's obviously selling the kids an idea of gays saving the world. You know she's on social media, right? So at this day and age, every teacher's on social media, right? You know what's funny is when my sister, still to this day, because she does college and she does kids, right? But she is not allowed to have a Facebook. Even her personal Facebook is a nickname. Like the school stipulated that she cannot have a Facebook.
Also, are you really telling me that there is nowhere out there is another documentary or movie that about the same thing, about saving the world or saving the environment or whatever? You couldn't find anything else but that?
The problem is cartoon, right? As a cartoon, it's going to be more difficult to find. But a regular movie, I'm sure you can find a couple.
Well, YouTube is actually full of educational content. Even though all of us only see filth, there is a lot of educational stuff on there that teachers easily access. So she could have found some, because a lot of them are individual creators where they actually animate their own stories or like they use like little puppets and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff out there. She just chose the gay one.
You could have made it 2 potatoes saving the world. I mean,
I would have watched that. That just got me excited.
No, it had to be. Well, that's on Disney as well, of course, but mainly on
but that's the point. If I wasn't a teacher and I would just put on the streaming service, for me, Disney in the back of my mind is still associated with kids movies and Marvel, but not this kind of stuff. So I would make the mistake of putting that movie on thinking I'm all good. It's all ages, nothing to worry about. But as a teacher, you have to go through that.
Talking about Disney, I don't think they're doing that very well because they just up their price again.
Okay, I'm going to sound like a woke person right now. Disney is doing what Disney does. They're a very successful company. They know what they're doing. Right?
Yeah,
you may disagree with it.
Their price again here. So
okay,
that
I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about making videos that are pro-LGBTQ. They know that that's the market, and that's what we're going to tap into. We know that making a black mermaid is going to give us money. That's what they're doing. It's a business. I understand we don't agree with it, but it's working.
But
People
the issue
talking
is
about Disney.
The more that they push this LGBTQ stuff, the more it shows in the box office numbers. And then when they release these kinds of movies to other countries, the gay stuff's cut out. Like in the new Toy Story, not to your country, but to like China and stuff, it is removed.
Oh, yeah.
The little girl in the Toy Story 3 or whatever kisses another girl. That part's cut. It's not available over there. They see the movie and they don't even know that that's missing, which means it didn't even need to be in the storyline. Like,
so they know. It also means they know.
Yes, I don't know. It was either Toy Story or Inside Out. One of them had a gay girl, and I think it was Inside Out. And at the end, she got with another girl. And in other countries, they removed that relationship. And now for the new Inside Out, there is no mention of her being gay anymore.
Huh.
They pulled out the fact that she's gay. Even though everybody can get that from the second one, it's just gone.
I mean, even if you look at the original Walt Disney, it was very liberal. It wasn't conservative, so they're kind of sticking with their roots. I mean, if you go back to like the stories where you would open up the book and read the stories, they were liberal back then, so it's not that far.
I had no idea. So Jay and I stumbled upon this thing where Walt Disney actually read children's stories every single Saturday for 70-something years.
Yeah, crazy.
Jay found the archive, and on our Plex server, we were like, what is this? It said like episode 1720. We were like, what? We click it, and this dude read children's stories every single weekend. He must have loved it. Because there's no way did that for fun. Like, did that because he had to. Like, he never missed a weekend.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kind of beautiful.
Yeah, he's always been liberal though. So the company is just going with the times. And yeah, they affect children, and yes, that can make children wonder because their brains are like sponges. It's just a business. You could elect your kid to allow to watch that, or you could fire the teacher that's trying to teach it.
But that's weird. I would never associate it with liberal.
No,
because, he sponsored a certain political party that was overseas. Let's call it that.
Talking about Hitler? Disney?
Yep.
Where did you get that information from? Walt Disney and Hitler? Henry Ford and Hitler? Walt Disney?
Oh no, anti.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pro. Where did they get pro?
Not from Walt Disney.
Beginning, Disney was more pro-America because they made Donald Duck a World War II veteran. Like, he fought in World War II. So it was like pro-America. Now it's pro-LGBTQ.
Yeah, I don't know where you read that.
He was giving money to that party before it became the party that eventually it was.
Also, he was, you say liberal, but he was traditional, right? Because if you look at the Sleeping Beauty and everything, it has the prince in it that has to be the savior.
Yeah, but the liberal obviously has changed, right? The definition has obviously changed.
That is true.
Yeah, you're just talking about then liberal versus today liberal. Like back then, we didn't give a shit about princesses and Sleeping Beauty, right? And just like today, we don't give a shit about LGBTQ. It's just the definition is, well, it hasn't changed, just the message has changed.
So speaking of the message, so this still ties into like the Disney thing. There is a new kind of Star Wars TV show that Jay has a link to. And people are up in arms about it, but not for the reason that you think. The Acolyte star Jodie Turner-Smith puts Disney on blast for failing to defend cast from racist backlash. So, let's see. Major storylines. No, scroll down a little. Disappointment. Nope, scroll down a little. Here. We may never know if this was the case, but we do know that several cast members were targeted for racist, misogynistic, homophobic abuse, and no response from the studio. So these people are saying that their show is being hated on specifically because of their race, their gender, and their sex. And that's why the show is failing. The show was canceled after one season. And they're all blaming people for being sexist, racist, all that other stuff. If you look into the show, the reason it's failing is because of its terrible storyline. The storyline does not line up with Star Wars. It has plot holes related to Star Wars. Like, you're not supposed to be able to stab a Jedi or whatever, and a Jedi dies by being stabbed. Like, they're not following the rules of that realm. That's why they're getting hated on. It has nothing to do with their weird LGBTQ race stuff, but it has to do with hardcore fans hating that it goes against what it's supposed to be. Like, the rules don't apply. But they're pushing it on to people, saying that it's your fault you don't like it because you don't like black people, or you don't like women, or you don't like gay people. No, your storyline's just bad. I thought it was interesting because they are claiming that the show is failing because of people's reception to those items, where in reality, people just don't like the show because it doesn't make any sense. What do you guys think?
Okay, so the story. Okay, so the main star is black, I'm assuming.
Yes, but when they put up posters, it was a white person. Like, one of the side characters was the main poster, like, not the black characters.
And who wants the main character wants to cancel the show?
The show has been canceled by Disney.
Right.
for bad
But
ratings,
she did not.
bad watch.
But she did not agree with the plot or the story.
No,
or
she loved the plot and the story. It's the people who didn't.
Oh, because it's saying the now stars. It said here, now star Jodie Turner-Smith, Mother Anisha, has put Disney on blast for not speaking out.
Because she believes that the show is being hated on for racial discrimination and sexist and gay stuff. And the Disney isn't coming out saying, don't be homophobic. You know, this is a show. Disney just canceled it because the ratings were bad. And it wasn't canceled because of people's reception to race and sex and gender.
It was just canceled because it sucked.
Yes. The storyline makes no sense. It doesn't stick with the main storyline that Star Wars is supposed to have.
Okay. But counter argument to that. Let's say people don't watch your show because of those reasons. Then you as a company do not know your core audience. You still suck as a company. That means most of your audience is racist and homophobic. Okay, then you got to change your content. That's on you. That's
Yeah, I've seen the show, so.
Oh, tell us more, Matthew.
It's like you said, it's a prequel, but it's also a sidetrack because it doesn't. The acolyte. It has nothing to do with the storyline of Star Wars. It's a separate thing that they want to make. The other ones usually have some reference to the movies, or there is some connection to that. But this actually, it's whatever. They want to create. It seems like they want to create an entire new.
So you're saying it wasn't bad?
It's not bad, but I can see where the true Star Wars fan would like it because it has Jedi in it. It has all that stuff in it, but it's not in line with the story of
Star Wars. They're trying to rebrand it in some weird alternate thing, but still claim to be that.
How long was the season out? So they only did one season, then they canceled it?
Yes, and it ended on a cliffhanger, apparently. Matthew would know if he watched it.
Yeah, it's you can see it's the entire thing is set up to have a lot of seasons to have like I said to have something that parallels or a different branch of the entire Star Wars thing, but it kind of if you're a purist, it won't work.
And that's why people hated it, is because of the writing. Right? Did you care about their race or their gender or whatever during it? Like, was that pushed? Or was it just
No,
there?
it was. If you kind of had, here's Disney again with the female and the colored people and the LGBT
colored people.
I mean, it kind of it gets pushed onto you. That's the first thing. If you say Disney to me in a new movie, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh, it's gonna be LGBT woke.
It's so old-fashioned for you to say colored people. Like, it shows your age.
It's kind of true because you have all kinds of colors.
No, I get it. I'm just saying when old people, I'm just saying that when old people say colored people, they're like, "Oh, that's racist." No, that's what old people say is colored people.
Colored.
Like, that's.
I still find it to be respectful.
No, I don't find it. Then again, I'm not colored, so maybe it is offensive. I don't know.
I never got what was wrong with it. You say people of color, so it's colored people.
Hey, look, I agree. I just say black people because then you've got brown people.
You dialed it down. You picked a specific color.
More specific about it. You're just
dialed it
broad
in.
spectrum. Right? Yeah, you're just it's very open ended. Yellow, brown, white, black, all colors.
It's not yellow. It's not orange. You're kind of a blackish, yeah.
So you're colored.
The biggest success they've had was with the Mandalorian, but the Mandalorian has its origins in the original story, the original Star Wars story. So. And then,
because people love to see a continuation of something that they've already seen, because they're like, "Ooh, new content."
that branches off of something I already know. So I like that because I already get what's going on. I already know what's going to happen. This is cool. And then this comes out random.
But it is like you said. So it's, if you take the Star Wars timeline, what they've been doing for a year or two now is they take a certain era, or they take a certain thing, and they kind of branch off, and you get more information about what happened with that character, so it became this in Star Wars, or what happened after Star Wars with this character. You kind of get side branching, but it's relative to the Star Wars story. This one, yeah,
it's just nonsense.
Wanting to start a new franchise or a completely new story about Star Wars. No.
Yeah, that story was specifically for you geeks in chat that like Star Wars. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I know my audience.
Geeks, apparently.
Yes. In chat, someone decided to say that it doesn't matter what race or sex plays a certain thing. It does matter. You can't just whitewash or blackwash or whatever wash a show and then rebrand it as something new.
I agree.
That is such a disgrace to filmmaking, is picking something, redoing it with a different race and calling it new. That's disrespectful to the original writers, creators, animators, all of that. You're saying that what you did was wrong. Let me fix it with some colors. Like, that's messed up. If you want a new story, or you have this perfect person that would play a perfect role, make a story for them. Don't just change something and call it new. Like that story recently with that little cutie pie who plays Wednesday, Jenna Ortega, I think her name is. They approached her to play Jamie Bond, and she denied it.
Yep.
Confetti. She denied it because she said, come up with a new story and I will gladly do a new movie, but I'm not going to play a character people already know just because you change the sex.
Yeah,
and also skin color matters too. Little Mermaid was a beautiful little princess. She had red hair, and I loved her so much. And she was white, and she lived underwater. And now you made her black with dreads, and now she's a single baby mama who's unwed. Like that
still can't swim.
Still can't swim. You are so right.
Well, at least the baby can swim inside her uterus.
For now.
Yeah, but her husband left her already. Like, it wasn't even her husband, her boyfriend. She got knocked up, popped out a kid. Disney was like, sorry, we can't publicize you anymore because now you're pregnant. And now her boyfriend left. That is the stereotype of a century. And Disney pushed it. Now Disney's pulling back. They're like, we don't know who Halle Berry is. We don't know. We have no idea who she is.
Well, it's not Halle Berry.
Her name is Halle Berry. It is extremely close in spelling.
Oh, to the original OG sexy black woman Halle Berry.
Yes. It is extremely close.
Oh, it's Halle Berry. Halle.
Oh, yeah, Halle Berry. Same diff. It doesn't matter.
Well, there's a big difference, right? Holly and Holly, they're both, either way, it's irrelevant. But I agree that instead of adding her as, or making her as the Little Mermaid, make her the Little Mermaid's slave, or the Little Mermaid's, no, I'm being serious.
We could be
what would you pick down there?
Seaweed.
Seaweed.
Well,
yeah, I mean, Well,
back
this
in
is
the day,
Shanaquifa. That's a name that's suiting for a black mermaid.
Oh, she can collect shells.
Yes.
Back in the day, when I was a child, there was like a Little Mermaid TV show where she would hang out with her friends and do stuff. They could have done that. Just given her friends and made the friends have their own storylines.
Yeah, but don't call her. Don't make her the same character. I have to say though, I still want to see them do. I still want to see them do Tarzan.
I absolutely hate it when they change race of stuff, and like promoting like race in movies bothers me so much. Like, there's horror movies that star all black cast that they put out, like, oh, it's an all black movie. I'm not gonna watch it. Number one.
Nope.
Number two, if I made a movie and said it is an all-white cast, I would be canceled before it even hit the screens.
Yep.
How is that okay? That makes no sense at all. Like, I don't care what skin color you are, but pushing it into my face, I'm just not gonna watch your content. It means nothing to me. Like,
What's
I think that's so
Netflix?
stupid.
There's one on Netflix with the super. They get superpowers.
Oh, really? There's a new one on Netflix called Deliverance, and it's all about like black people, but they somehow have a white grandma, and I'm like, I don't understand how this family started. Like, I didn't want. There's a white grandma, and everyone else is black. I'm like,
ooh, I have an idea. Is the dad, is the grandpa around? That
no, he's not.
There you go. I solved it for you.
Yeah. Grandma spend a lot of time in the field.